Welcome back to a special episode of the Fifth Quarter Podcast. I'm your host, Marcus Jones, the Bluff City Cowboy, coming to you live from Memphis, Tennessee. And we are here on a Thursday night for the first round of the 2024 NFL Draft. As we promised you guys earlier, we would not do the entire draft, but we did decide to join you guys live for the 5 picks leading up to the Cowboys, so we can all either celebrate together or console each other. So I'm back tonight. Again, got Amanda with us, got a couple other guests who will possibly be joining us also. Amanda, so how are you feeling about the draft so far?
Man, I'm real confused at what Atlanta's doing. That's what really's throwing me for a loop with this whole draft. Really shocked Murphy went that low too.
Yeah.
But Atlanta just signed 4 years not Carson. I can't think with Kirk.
Yeah.
A 4-year contract at 45 a year, and you take a quarterback in the first round instead of getting him a weapon.
Yeah. I mean, Michael Penix is not the type of quarterback who's going to sit on your bench for 3 years, and you're pretty much tied to Kirk Cousins for 3 years. So what's going to give in Atlanta?
Well, I don't know, but I'm still on the send Trey Lance somewhere train, especially after that whole Atlanta mess up there. Right. I'm sending Trey wherever anybody will take him.
Yeah, Amanda and I were talking off the air, and that Michael Penix move, we think just threw a complete monkey wrench going into the second half of the draft, particularly with teams like the Saints or possibly Seattle, definitely with the Raiders. So now a lot of those teams who thought they may have a quarterback available in mid-rounds, they were pretty much grasping at air and left hanging. So we definitely need to see if a couple of these guys are interested in Trey Lance.
Jeff's on the train, okay? Jeff's on the train with us. That's exactly what Marcus and I were saying. That's perfect. Send him on.
All right, so those views jump very quickly. Woo! So I'm sure we got a lot of new people joining us. So if you're watching right now, get in the comments. Let us know that you're there. Let us know what you think about the draft so far. Give us your predictions on who you think the Cowboys will take before they take them, or just any football talk in general. This is kind of like a freestyle show, so we're taking on all topics until we get to the Dallas Cowboys pick.
That's right. We didn't plan nothing. We're just here because we wanted to do this with you, celebrate or, console. I even brought my hat to throw. It was Marcus's idea in case I got really angry at the pick. So Bengals just took Amarius Mims.
Amarius Mims, yeah.
Yeah, he's off the board.
Yep, that was a guy a lot of people like going to Dallas. So we've got 1 or 2 tackles left. The interior guard center, Barton's still there. Also got JPJ, which is a fan favorite. And only 1 defensive tackle has been taken if they were so inclined to go at that position. And also, has Byron Thomas been taken yet?
Yes. Who just took
Brian Thomas? I'm sorry.
The Vikings? On
their
second pick? No.
The Vikings traded up for Dallas Turner.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. But yes, he's off the board. I saw him taken, but I was talking to someone else about the draft. So
I see defensive tackle Byron Murphy being taken.
Murphy's gone. Sorry. Yeah.
So Brian Thomas is also still there also. So a lot of guys outside of the spots we thought are falling in this draft, and they're lining up that Dallas could potentially take them.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about Murphy because we've been talking about it in the group chat. No, so there's a ton of people really still out there. With the CeeDee Lamb pick, everybody goes back to that year. Mm-hmm. No one anticipated getting a CeeDee Lamb. So it makes you wonder if he does fall, do you take the wide receiver? I mean, Cooks is only on another year. You don't really have nothing after that. You've got some, third and fourth, options. But would you take him, Marcus?
It would be hard not to.
It really would be.
That's all I can say.
It's the CeeDee Lamb situation all over again.
Exactly.
And that leaves me, what free agent, what free agent tackles are even out there? I've been trying to rack my brain. Isn't the Washington one still there that they or the center they let go is? I know he's not been picked up, has he?
Both of Washington's tackles are still available. One of them played guard, but he can play tackle also. Uh, the blinking light for me would be Andrus Peat, the free agent from the Saints. The Saints just drafted a tackle. They drafted a tackle last year in what's his name? Penning, Trevor Penning,
Yeah.
the big offensive tackle. They still have James Daniels, I believe, who's an offensive tackle. So Andrus Peat is probably not going to sign back with New Orleans. So if we needed a tackle, I talked about this during the free agency show. He was one of my top guys then. Once we hit the third wave of free agency, he'll probably be at the top of my list once again.
Well, that's our favorite time to, go shopping.
Yeah.
It's the third wave. Uh, Jack wants to know what you think of Troy Fatanu, right?
That I mean, I think he's a good player. I don't think Dallas would take him. But if they did, I wouldn't be upset.
I'm interested to see if we see any more trading here. I'm really interested to see what the Eagles do too. I just can't believe that they've got. I don't know what they're doing. It's just amazing. We talk about money a lot. Marcus and I have had this discussion, and Jerry loves to talk about the cap and how it makes it so he is unable to make these moves in free agency. But you've got the Eagles with one of the top paid quarterbacks and now two of the top paid receivers in the entire league. They're probably going to be in a nightmare situation 2025, 2026. But Hurts's contract is structured like, I'm kind of jealous. Have you seen the way that contract's structured out? I think Jalen's contract.
I can only imagine it's very team favorable.
Oh, it is wonderful. I think the highest hit he had over like 3 years was like 24. It was done phenomenally. The Eagles just know how to, Jeff, the Eagles know how to manipulate the cap. That's the thing. Okay, so we all talk about budgets, right? And we're going to the store. You know how we can buy name brand and get less because we're buying name brand? What they do is similar, but they're still getting top shelf prices because they're extreme couponers. So they know how to coupon everything to make it work. And that's why their teams are successful. That's why we've seen them completely tear down their team when they got rid of Carson Wentz, rebuild it all, and end up back in the Super Bowl a couple years later. Jerry doesn't do that. Jerry's ego is too big. I don't know how he fits through the doors at the Star. He refuses to admit, that it's worse. He just refuses to admit that what he's doing doesn't work.
Yeah. So before we get to the Cowboys pick, I just want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching. The views have hit almost 100 right now. So thank you guys for tuning in with us tonight. We will be doing a giveaway before the end of the show. So for everybody who's new to watching the Fifth Quarter podcast, the way that you enter into the contest is to get in those comments. So leave your comments, leave your questions, give us a shout out, give us your thoughts. Just get a comment, and at the end of the show, we will choose a lucky winner of a prize. We may do 2 prizes.
Yeah, let's do 2.
We may need a prize as a congratulations for the Cowboys pick, or as a pick-me-up to pick us back up for the rest of the show. So I got my guy Jeff joining us. Thank you for joining. Michael Balderas, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Thank you for giving me updates on the picks as they come. Amarius Mims just went off the board.
Jared Verse just went off the board for the Rams. Edge out of Florida State.
Yeah, Jared Verse, super athletic guy, 34-inch arms. I think he ran a 4.58 at defensive end. So he's definitely a athletic edge. I personally think this is a little early, but the Rams haven't made a first-round pick in 7 years. So they may be a little bit rusty on how you pick in the first round. So I give them a pass on that one. David Dupps LeBoy, thank you for joining us. Also talks about David Bakhtiari, left tackle for the Packers, still available. Dealing with a lot of injuries, so I don't know if we want to take that one on. We just got off one injury-prone tackle. Do we want to take on another one? Got Jack Meeker joining. Jack, as always, appreciate you tuning in. Got Raphael Govan, diehard Cowboys fan. Appreciate you joining us. Who else do we have? I said Jeff. OG Bobby Brown. We'll find out in 4 picks. OG Bobby Brown, what he'll do. Donovan Haley, thank you for joining us. Looks like a first time name, so appreciate that.
Welcome.
Roderick Atwood, regular for the show. Definitely looking good at O line for us right now. There are a couple of guys left. The Washington tackle, which I believe you said, was it Stephen Frank or Jack Meeker asked about him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like him as a player. I don't think he's long enough for what Dallas likes to do. He's only like 6'3.5", 6'4". I don't think his arms are like right at that edge of 33 inches. Dallas normally likes to get 6'5", 34-inch arms tackles. I think he's a better right tackle than left tackle. I think coming in, he may be more prepared than a Tyler Guyton, but those measurables just you got to take a chance on them. So we're at Pittsburgh right now. This is probably the first spot where I would be concerned one of the offensive linemen that we like may get taken off the board in the 20s. They do need a interior lineman. They could use a tackle. So I would pay close attention to what Pittsburgh does right here.
I think they're going to go wide receiver and give Russell another weapon.
You know what? We just said BTJ still available.
That would be my guess if I had to think, because Russell's got a prove it year.
Yeah.
I mean, what he signed 1 year, right? Didn't he sign a 1 year with Pittsburgh?
1 year deal, yeah.
If you're still any good, you better show it right now. So I
Also,
wouldn't be surprised.
they lost Deontay Johnson in free agency, so they are down one key receiver. They drafted a young kid a year or two ago. I don't know if he's ready to step up and be a number 2 guy. So you pair Brian Thomas with the receiver they already have, and you've got a very formidable wide receiver core. So that's something else to watch out for right here.
Yeah, that's still my thought. And I think the Eagles, I mean, obviously they're not going wide receiver. They need a center, if you want to think about it that way. I mean, they drafted Jason's backup, but if they don't think he's ready to take over, because I mean, Kelsey was the heart and soul of that line.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, he is the number one reason the tush push was so successful. I've never seen a big man get that low.
Yeah.
Jason Kelsey made that work. So I wouldn't be surprised if they don't think I don't remember the guy's name, but there's a good chance there, or a CB. I could see him taking a cornerback too there.
Mm-hmm.
Who's between Pittsburgh and Philly?
It's Miami. Miami's on the clock now. Miami just lost their center, Connor Williams, so they could be in the center market. They did just lose their defensive tackle also in free agency, so they could go there. They could go corner. You're dealing with Mike McDaniels. He may want to get another receiver. You never know.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of different avenues that they can go in Miami. But I would definitely watch the center position. So waiting for the Steelers pick to come in. If you guys get it in advance, let me know in the comments. Like I said, I'm not in the room with the TV, so I'm going off the internet and what you guys say in the comments. So Jeff asked a good question. If there was a player Dallas to dangle out there during the draft, who would you go? Go ahead and say it, Amanda.
Trey Lance. I just think you could easily tell someone like the Raiders, hey, give me a day 2, give me a third. Okay, even that. You know what? Give me a third and a fifth, or a third and a sixth, because they're desperate. And I can't imagine the Aiden O'Connell is not the answer. I do not think for the Raiders. So that's the most. When I think about players that, we already got Cooper under contract. We didn't exercise the 5th-year option. Do you want to take a risk on Trey Lance when Cooper is obviously the person who's more serviceable, won games? You know him. He knows this. He knows the team, and Jerry loves him. So I think that's the number one player you could dangle. I mean, we haven't technically cut Michael Gallup yet. I guess you could couldn't you attempt to trade him right now, because he's not officially cut because he's a post-June, right?
I mean, no, he's cut. They just
he is gone.
Yeah, for the books, they get to treat it as a post-June, but he's gone.
Damn. I still think that would have been an option too, but this was a wide receiver heavy draft. So
yeah. So to answer your question, Jeff, Trey Lance is at the top of my list. But if I had to give you some other options, I would call the coach in LA and see if he wants to get his tight end schoolmaker back because he loves tight ends. He loves offensive linemen. You see, their offensive line was loaded and they still drafted a tackle. So I would call him up and then I would call Dan Quinn and I would give him the list of our draft picks for the past 3 years. Anybody except Michael Parsons that you drafted on defense, we're open for business.
Who do
I
you
don't
want?
I don't care what the name is. Anybody but Michael. Whoever you want to take, you can have him.
Do you think of Sam Williams? That was his project, wasn't it?
That was his guy, yeah.
Yeah.
If he wants Sam Williams, he wants to give us a third for him, I'll take it.
He also looks like Micah, so it's kind of like getting Micah.
Yeah.
You can maybe sell that to him a little bit.
Right. If he wants to take one of those big safeties he got here, go be my guest. I like Overshown, but if he wants Overshown back, we can make that work. If you want Mozzie, well, they don't need Mozzie, but what other deep? I don't think we'll be able to sign back the other defensive tackle, Odigizua. So if he wants to go smaller in Washington, I consider that. Whatever he wants except Micah, and you're giving up a third round pick, I'll take it.
I just wonder if Jerry would even, it's so hard to see trades in the division, but this is an opportunity I think that Jerry maybe is shying away from because truly you lose someone, you lose your defensive coordinator who brought all these guys in and now he's a head coach. Yes, it's in a divisional person, but send them over. You've got a whole new scheme now with Mike Zimmer. He does not run anything similar, in my opinion, to what Dan Quinn runs. So
yeah.
He likes bigger players. Dan Quinn likes the speedy, kind of lanky, faster guys. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. And there's only like 2 or 3 other defensive coordinators in the league that run the defense like Dan Quinn. So, no matter who we bring in here after Zimmer, the guys that Quinn drafted won't be a fit. So if you can get off of them, go ahead and try to do it. Steve Franco saying asking too much for Jerry to do work like that.
Troy Fats.
Okay. Yeah, Jack Meeker said it.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. That pretty much puts us at Guyton. That's all that's really left, right?
Pretty much.
I still think that's the pick we go if he doesn't come off this board. I think you kind of have to at this point. But then again, that wide receiver, how do you pass it?
Yeah.
We'll see.
So remember last night, Amanda, when we were talking about doing this show, I said I would like it from a fan standpoint, but hate it from a podcaster standpoint. If Brian Thomas fell and we ended up trading with Kansas City and we ended up with the 32nd pick.
Okay, look.
That might be an option.
It might be happening. At this point, we'll see. Marcus was making that joke simply because we didn't want to come on and bore y'all for hours of sitting here from 7 o'clock. Because it's 9:30 now. We're 2.5 hours into the draft. So we didn't want to come sit here and just kind of have, bicker back and forth and listen to, and, bore y'all to death. But at this point, it's very, very possible because I think Kansas City would do anything right now to jump up and grab him for Patrick Mahomes.
I'm confident they're on the phone right now with Miami, Philly, Jacksonville, and us. They have to be. Because there's no way you can let Buffalo be sitting at, 26, 27, and you watch them just get the receiver and have them fall in their laps. And they're sitting at 32 with their star receiver in jail right now and not do anything.
Poor Ross. Okay. That was in my area, too. I don't see how that really works either. But, all right. So, I wonder if Buffalo's on the phone because they just lost their receiver, too. They got Gabe Davis, but, they're probably on the phone, too.
They have to be on the phone. Both of them have to be on the phone. It's pretty much an arms war right now between those two to try to get in front of the other one. It has to be. So, the pick is in Miami. There was no trade made right there.
All right.
Philly needs a corner. and it looks like the number one corner is going to fall to them, which I'm sure they didn't expect. So I'm almost certain this pick is corner.
Mm.
I know you mentioned center; they lost Travis Kelce, but I think
I mean, Jason. Yeah.
they really like the guy they got from Bama. I think they're going to give him an opportunity.
You think so? I mean, it would be smart because I mean, Jason was wonderful. I mean, we all know that Jason was a great center. He really was. I like his story just simply because he was a walk on. I like players that get chances that are walk-ons. It's just something that I've always enjoyed, and
Yeah.
and people who are passionate about the game. Jason worked really hard to get where he is, even as an Eagles fan. As a Eagles player, and I'm not a fan of the Eagles. I respect what he's done in his career. So I hope that whoever he's taught, I hope they're not very good.
Yeah.
As a Cowboys fan, but
Yeah. So everybody's starting to say Barton or JPJ. Franco's Barton, JPJ Guyton. Jack Meeker said Guyton or Barton. If it was me, I would pick Barton. I think the Cowboys are going Guyton. So I really think it's one or the other.
I really do. I mean, unless the receiver, I mean, because the number one corner is about to go to Philly. I don't even think you have to, and because the Dolphins don't really need him, do they?
Need who?
A corner.
I mean, they could use one, but I don't think that's where they'll go. They have a lot of other holes. McDaniel's an offensive minded guy. They do have Ramsey.
He's kind of lost a step though.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So Roderick Atwood thinks Terrion Arnold is going to the Eagles. That's a possibility also. Steve Franco saying draft day movie all over again. Jeff saying the Niners dangled Ayuk and Debo to move up. I wouldn't be shocked if one of these teams miss out on Thomas and then they give the Niners a call to get that late first round pick. So watch that one also. Christopher Monk looks like a new name. Thank you for joining. Steven will mess this pickup. Trust me, he's ruined the franchise.
I was just waiting on you to read the next part.
After he clipped Jarvis.
It's I know so many people want to think that Steven's going to be better after Jerry. I'm not of that belief. I think Steven's running the show right now, and Jerry's just the mouthpiece.
Josh Frazier looks like another new name. Thank you for joining. Yes, Jackson Powers Johnson is still on the board right now. Barton's also still on the board, and also Tyler Guyton, the tackle, still on the board. So we're 4 picks away. Those are probably the 3 top offensive linemen. So if one of these teams doesn't take, I don't think the Eagles are going offense. So if they don't trade, I'm very confident one of those 3 guys will fall in Dallas's lap. I don't think Jacksonville will go tackle because they got a ton of tackles. Jacksonville could possibly go corner also. They may go wide receiver because they did just lose. What's the receiver who got in trouble for gambling?
Calvin Ridley.
They lost Calvin Ridley. So Thomas may go at 23 to Jacksonville.
That's possible too.
The way it's lining up, Dallas is either going to have their pick of a top offensive lineman or the best available guy is going to be right there for them. In situations like that, I get concerned because they're going to go completely different.
Looks like people are saying that I guess my TV may be a little behind. But people are saying it looks like Miami took Chop Robinson from Penn State.
I don't know. I don't see the fit there because they just traded a second round pick for the edge from Denver. I mean, I guess they could try to double dip, but I think him and Chop play the same position.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's Goodell's on the stage now, okay. So They did. That's who it
Okay, they
is.
took him.
Okay. So Raphael, where are you watching? I need to go adjust. I've got all the TV channels. So where are you watching that you're so ahead of me?
I mean, it's a good pick, talented player. It works out for us because now we're 3 picks away, and the 3 top offensive linemen we like are all still there. So if the Cowboys want to go offensive line, at this point, there's no way they can screw it up. That's the good news. The bad news is the Cowboys can find a way to screw it up. So
go ahead. Yeah, you're right. I just realized Michael just said the leaks on Twitter, and he's the one who showed me the leaks last year. I didn't even think about that with because he kept making all these predictions on our pick on our little draft talk in the group, and I was like, "How are you getting this?" And he finally told me that there was leaks on Twitter. So
okay.
I think I still have that X account, but I don't think I have X downloaded on my new phone.
Yeah.
So
I like Chop Robinson, too, super talented guy. Very athletic edge. I'm glad Miami didn't take a center, so I'm curious to what they do now in terms of building their offensive line. The Eagles are on the clock right now. If they don't trade, I'm almost certain we can just pencil in the top corner right here. There's no way I see them going any position other than that. Shane Odom, thank you for joining. Would it be a shocker if the Cowboys went running back? Abso-freaking-lutely. That would be a major shock.
can you imagine not having a center or a left tackle and taking a running back in the first round? That's probably the most Jerry thing I've ever heard in my life. He might do it, Shane.
Yeah. Roderick Atwood asked the question again. If Thomas is there at 24, says if Thomas is there at 24, Jerry might pick him. I wouldn't be upset with the pick because it would be a great pick, but the need is just much bigger at offensive line, especially if we think the guys that are there can come in and step up day one and be starters. But if the pick is Thomas, I'll be disappointed, but I won't be upset. So we got 3 more picks to find out. Jack Meeker asked about Johnny Newton, the defensive tackle. That's one of those guys that I was looking at that could possibly throw another wrench in the draft at this point. I could see there's a possibility for Dallas. That one I would be upset and disappointed about.
Someone's saying Dallas just traded out.
Cowboys are talking right. Okay. Christopher Monks.
I'm gonna look.
That would be kind of early to trade out, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Raphael says, I think the Eagles are going receiver. I don't see how they can go receiver.
I don't think that makes any sense.
I would be happy if they did, but I don't see how that makes sense. Because didn't they sign a receiver in free agency?
They have AJ, Devontae, and they got someone else too.
Yeah,
so.
they signed a receiver. I think it was the receiver from the Patriots, if I'm not mistaken. Devontae Parker.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would think they're going corner here, right? That's the only logical thing.
Right. I mean, the board fell perfect for him. Nobody's taking a corner. You get your pick of the top 3 corners in the draft, Cooper DeJean, Arnold, and Kool-Aid McKinstry. They got to take one of the 3. If they're not trading out, because they know Dallas isn't taking one. Green Bay's probably not taking one. So if they trade it back with Buffalo, they could probably still get their corner. But at this point, you just take what's there, and I think that's what they're going to do.
Let's see.
Roderick is now saying, I don't think Dallas traded out.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. I'm on Twitter right now. So.
Yeah, and if they did, this would be way too early to trade out because you don't know who's been picked in front of them. because the only way a trade would happen this early is if Jacksonville pretty much said, we're taking our guy, we're not trading. For Dallas to trade 3 picks before their actual pick comes in.
Let's see. So, NFL Trade Rumors just posted that the Eagles select Toledo cornerback Kenyon Mitchell with the number 22 overall pick. I'm not sure. That's just I'm on X. We're looking. So,
Michael Baldera's just posted the same thing, and he's been pretty accurate. So I'm sure his TV's ahead of us too.
well, I went to Twitter where Michael sent me last year to the same place, so that's where I'm seeing the same thing.
Interesting pick.
Is that I didn't expect that to be the center they were going to take or the cornerback they
Corner,
were going
yeah.
to take, but okay. Let's see.
Steve Franco asked, "Can you post the link in chat?" What link are you looking for, Stephen Franco? Let us know which link you're talking about.
Probably the draft links. If you just go to Twitter and type in NFL draft rumors, you'll find them. Kind of, I don't know how it works. I just know that they're usually right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, Roger Atwood. I'm shocked at that one too. Mitchell over Arnold, Mitchell over McKinstry. I understand why people are kind of cold on Cooper DeJean, but I don't think I have Mitchell as the number one corner. So, thank you, Eagles.
Yes. I haven't heard enough booing of Goodell this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to be publicly shamed more often.
Yeah. The only time they really booed, I don't know if they were booing him or were they booing Chicago with the first pick.
Huh? I mean, who didn't see the first pick of the draft coming?
Yeah. Yeah, DeJean is a good player. I agree. That Brian Thomas still on the board, though.
Yeah, I mean, Jacksonville could easily take a wide receiver.
They could.
I mean, there's enough centers on the board right now for me. I mean, I know I still think we go Guyton, but there's enough centers on the board with me right now. I think I'd trade down if that receiver's still there, and I'd fleece an extra, like I'd fleece a second round pick for I'd take Kansas City's the last pick in the draft. Yeah. And that's exactly, and then I'd tell them, okay, and then I want your second round too. Yeah. I think that's what I'd do.
Yeah. Yeah, Jacksonville does not need offensive linemen. Their offensive line is loaded with young tackles.
Yeah.
And I think they just signed a center in free agency. On defense, they took 2 top linebackers last year. They have a Khan. They signed Eric Armstead on the defensive line. They still got Tyson Campbell at corner. Their safeties are stacked. They could go opposite Tyson Campbell, get another corner.
I think that makes sense, especially with what is it, Arnold? Is that his name right? Still on the board?
Yeah, Arnold. Yeah, and McKinstry and DeJean. The Jaguars signed Gabe Davis in the offseason. I don't know if that would be enough to stop me from taking another receiver.
I don't think it'd be. I mean, because they've got them, Zay Jones. Who else?
Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk. So I mean, they definitely have wide receivers, but Zay was in some trouble at the end of last year.
Really Gabe Davis is hot and cold.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, we saw that in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Very hot and cold.
Christian Kirk is a pure slot, so you don't really have an outside receiver there.
See if they've updated here NFL trade rumors with anything about Dallas. Nothing yet. Huh. I'm really interested to see what Kellen does. You know, you've got these big receivers in Philly, and we all know how Kellen is. It'll be interesting to see what happens from there.
Yeah.
Kellen's a big, a big chunk play guy. He likes to light up a scoreboard, and having two really good, strong receivers in Devontae Smith and AJ Brown could be really intriguing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, everybody's talking about. Do you think we take the center from Oregon? Um, like the O lineman out of Duke. I mean, they're all there right now. We're one pick away. We've got a center, we've got a guard, we've got a tackle. All of them are on the board still.
I like Burton. I like Burton over JPJ personally.
Yeah.
And then I like Guyton. I I just that seems real. I really suspect that's who the pick's going to be. If we don't trade out, I expect it to be Tyler Guyton.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was one of our 30 visits, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah.
And
Always go back to the 30 visits because
yeah.
I've heard JPJ wasn't really a fit for Dallas. That's what the reports were, that he wasn't really a fit.
Uh-huh. And like I said last night, if he gets drafted, you're gonna hear Tyler Smith comparisons. You're gonna hear he was our top tackle the whole time. They're gonna justify it even though he doesn't have a lot of experience. I won't be upset with any of the linemen. I don't care if we move Tyler Smith to tackle. If we bring in a quality guard, I mean, we're good.
Dallas is on the clock.
Yeah, so somebody let me know who the Jags picked. I'm getting indications that it's that they picked Brian Thomas, but I haven't confirmed it yet. If they did, great pick for them.
I also haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, but if that's the pick, I mean,
Okay, Dov Kleiman just said the Jaguars select Brian Thomas Jr. with the 23rd pick of the NFL draft 13 seconds ago.
Okay.
So
Jack Meeker is begging for Barton. So we'll find out in about 5 minutes, Jack.
Okay.
Yeah, put the hat on, Amanda.
I got to put the hat on. Okay. This is my overly large cowboy hat. It's foam, so if I throw it, it won't be, I won't hurt anything.
So I'm on Twitter and somebody's saying that Steven's on the phone right now. So I don't know if he's taking offers or if he's talking to the pick.
I can't see the war room, but if the phone gets handed to the coach, that should tell us everything.
Yep. If it gets hung up, then you know it's a trade. So Amanda, while we wait, let the people know what we're giving away after the Cowboys make their pick.
Okay, y'all. So I've got a signed photo to go first. It is Clay. I don't know if anyone can see it. Clay Shiver. So I've got this ready to go for everybody. And we will see what happens from there. And then thank you, Stephen. We try to give out really awesome prizes. We've got a lot of sponsors who've been phenomenal with us. And we've got more stuff coming. We got tickets coming up once we get closer to the season. We got lots of neat stuff coming for y'all. So,
and by the way, I believe Clay Shiver was a center, right?
He was.
So there could be a little bit of foreshadowing towards this pick.
I hope so.
I'm sorry, man. The only thing I ask, guys, don't spoil it in the comments. Whoever the Cowboys pick, let's all find out together live on the show. So if you're on the Twitter page and you get the information early, do not spoil it in the comments.
Okay, I won't.
Okay, you already seen it?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, I was about to say the hat still looks firmly on your head, so I'm assuming you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet. I am keeping an eye out, though. Let's see.
Okay. So all three offensive linemen on the board. Newton's still on the board.
Michael says they're working the phones, so
Okay.
I bet we got a lot of phone calls going in right now.
Yeah.
With who's still on the board, it's kind of to be expected.
Michael Baldera says looks like a trade back. That would be interesting depending on who it would be. Looking at who's behind us. Green Bay is directly behind us. What position would they need that somebody want to jump them? Tackle?
But we need a tackle, so wouldn't that be
I
kind of
know.
stupid?
I know.
Y'all want to see this hat go flying because that's where we're getting.
Yeah.
They need a cornerback, I guess. Does Green Bay need a corner?
I think their corners are pretty good. They still have Eric. I can't think of the last name. The kid from Georgia who's been playing really good, and then they still have the other top corner. So they're good at their top two corners.
Okay. We got 4 minutes left, y'all, just so y'all know.
Thank you, Jeff. Eric Stokes out of Georgia. So I don't think a team would have to jump Green Bay for a corner. The only position that I could really think of that they would jump Green Bay for is to get a tackle. Maybe defensive tackle. Somebody maybe really like Newton. I don't think Green Bay needs linebackers. They did lose their safety, but I don't think there's a safety that you would take this high.
Michael, if that's true and they've received a lot of interest, I hope they fleece someone for a ridiculous amount of draft capital. Knowing Jerry, he traded someone for a 2026 second-round pick.
Is there another receiver? I can't think of another receiver. Maybe somebody
Xavier,
likes Worthy.
Well, I'm about to say Xavier Worthy. He is fast, too.
Yeah. Maybe somebody likes him. David Dupps LeBoy saying Arizona may want to jump for the D tackle. That's a possibility. Jeff says we take a punter. Arizona may want to jump Green Bay to get the defensive tackle. I do see that as an option. They got the wide receiver early in the draft. Now they double back and take the defensive guy. Somebody may like Darius Robinson from Missouri. That's another guy we haven't talked about.
Okay. Tyson just said that from the look of the war room right now for the Cowboys, it does not look like a trade back.
Okay. So thank you, Tyson, for he couldn't make the show with us, but thank you for giving us the information behind the scenes.
I think he's planning to jump on. He's wanting to talk about the pick, I think. So I think he said he still plans to jump on.
Okay. Yeah, well, we got the link. We got the link sent to you, Tyson. So after the pick is made, let us know. And Jack Meeker's just constantly trying to speak this into existence with the Graham Barton. I see I got my guy, Jeff.
Michael Gelkin just said the Cowboys are trading down from the number 24 pick.
Michael Gelkin. Yeah. Pretty reliable source, so I have to take him for that one.
Yeah. I think.
All right. So if they're trading down, let's assume it's Arizona trying to jump Green Bay for the defensive tackle. That would take us back 3 more spots. So that would be behind Green Bay, behind Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay doesn't need – Green Bay could use a tackle. Tampa Bay what does Tampa Bay need?
Quite a bit.
They do.
A cornerback, maybe?
I was about to say all their corners are trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could definitely use a corner. I think their offensive line is still pretty much intact. So I think they're good there. They could probably use an edge. So even if we traded with the Cardinals, I think we would still be in play for the offensive lineman, for one of the offensive linemen we like.
That puts us down, 3 picks?
That will take us back 3 picks.
Yeah.
And if the Cardinals take the defensive tackle, that still leaves us with all 3 guys on the board.
which is where we sit right now.
where,
So,
where we sit right now, right?
okay.
So
We
if that's the case, that's a smart trade because you still can get a guy you want, and you probably pick up an extra third or fourth.
Oh, at low weight, it looks like we've traded back to the Lions.
So we went back to 29. Okay.
Look, you spoke it into existence. Okay. We better have gained something. Why are we You know what? That's just the Lions getting back at us right now for what we did to them at the end of the game
Yeah.
this past season.
Yep, it's official. If we traded back with the Lions to 29, we have to be getting their late second. Or they have to have an early third. They have to have an extra third. It has to be second or third for this to make
They
sense.
better give us both. Like, are you? I'm okay. Okay, so it said. So the Lions, of course, have the pick. I'm trying to see what the capital is on it now.
Michael Baldera says they got 73.
Third rounder. I don't know.
That would be that'll be the top 10 pick in the third round. So we have 2/3.
Well,
Mm,
I think the Lions are going to go cornerback. That's
yeah,
my guess. I think they'll take Arnold personally.
yeah.
They got 29 and 73. So, I mean, that we got there first and then, and next year, seventh.
Next year, we're not going to use that. So,
We got enough comp picks. We should be using those too. Like, we have so many comp picks next year.
we should be using that 7 to package to somebody and move up 2
Uh-huh.
or 3 spots. So, yeah, everybody's in agreement with you, thinking it's Arnold, thinking it's
I think they're
corner.
going to take Arnold here.
Michael Baldera confirms that it is Arnold.
Interesting. So we're down what? 5 picks?
5 picks.
Interesting.
So let's take a look really quick just to see where we are. So we know Detroit's taking a corner. Green Bay may take a tackle, an offensive tackle. I think they're going defensive tackle right here still. Tampa Bay. I think Detroit had to jump Tampa Bay to get a corner. That's what
I agree. They're going to take the other one.
Yeah.
What's his name? Dijon. Is it
Cooper DeJean?
Cooper Dijon?
Or,
Okay.
or Kool-Aid McKinstry. One or the other.
So that's 2 people. So that still puts 3 of your main people still on the board, most likely.
Yeah.
Um,
So then you have Arizona, who's probably going to go defense, almost certainly. Then you got Buffalo, they have to go wide receiver.
Brady, they got Arnold, which is a cornerback. It hadn't been officially announced yet, but the rumors say that that's what it is.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because Green Bay also needed a corner.
Well, Tampa needed a corner.
Oh, Tampa, I think Green Bay may need one too.
Green Bay may need one. I
think they go Kool-Aid. I have a feeling they might go for Kool-Aid.
I can see that. But I really think Green Bay probably said, we're going to just take our pick. We don't want to trade because they may be afraid that the guy they like is gone. I think they go Newton right here with Green Bay, personally.
It's possible.
Tampa definitely has to go corner. And Arizona will probably take whatever defensive player is available.
Stephen, that's not funny, but that's very, very much the epitome of Jerry Jones.
Julie Smith, thank you for joining. Remind me again, but don't we need defense?
No, we need offense badly. We need offensive line. Yeah. It is so our top picks right now. Marcus can correct me, but I'm pretty sure about this. So we're going to need a center, a left tackle. So 2 really day one starters. I mean, unless you're going to use what we've got at home, homegrown stuff, which it's possible, but they haven't been able to beat anyone out of a job yet. So I think that that's something that we need to keep in mind. And then we need a wide receiver. Honestly, we need a running back. We are very desperate offensively, which is bizarre because last year the offense did keep us in a ton of games when the defense would struggle. And I personally think we need another big defensive tackle. So offense to me, we need more offensively than we do defensively. Had the right person fall into 24, I think we would have taken him. But
Mhm.
so
But yeah, um, let's listen in and see who the Lions took.
yeah, Arnold
Yeah,
for sure.
Terry Arnold.
It's a really good pick.
It
I
is.
think if Dan Campbell can get over his idiotic decision making, the Lions. I mean, honestly, they should have beat the Niners last year. Um,
Yeah.
that was just dumb. Very good at making dumb decisions.
Yeah. So a lot of people in the comments are starting to freak out. Molay Magwood saying what's going on. Um, so just to recap a little bit, we've kind of been talking about where we think we are. The top center, the top guard, and the top tackle are all still on the board right now. We went back 5 spots with those 3 picks left. We don't think Green Bay's taking an offensive lineman. So that takes us to 4 picks. Tampa Bay, I'm almost certain they're going corner because McKinstry's still there and Dijon. Arizona needs a lot of defensive help. I think they go defense. Even if Arizona doesn't go defense, you got Arizona, Buffalo, Dallas. So if 2 of these next 4 take defense, we'll still get the offensive guy and we pick up a 3rd-round pick. So
And
we're still right in play where we want to be.
right, and I think Buffalo's taking Worthy. That makes the most sense in my opinion to me. I think Josh Allen and Xavier Worthy could be really, really good together. And plus, they got rid of Stephon. They need a receiver. So I think I don't see them, their line's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo picks before us. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Kansas City try to convince someone to give them their pick here to go up and get Worthy.
Yep.
That I could see that. But I don't think Green Bay is going to move on their spot. I think that's why Detroit called Dallas. So.
Yeah. And Michael Badaris, another tackle, Sua Mataya, another very talented tackle. I have him as a top 40 guy. I don't have him necessarily as a first, but if we're at pick 29 and that's the best available, I'm okay taking him as a tackle. So,
right.
So technically, we have 4 quality offensive linemen left and 5 picks to go, and we pick up an extra 3rd-round pick for going back.
I think this was the right move here. I really do. Yeah.
Yeah, and
the
it
way
helped.
The board fell.
Right, it helped us that a lot of skill guys went at the top half of the draft, and all those defensive guys started to fall in the second half, which made the second wave of offensive guys kind of open up more for us on the back end. Because now a lot of these teams that thought the defensive guys would be available at the end, they're starting to go early because so many teams are taking quarterbacks and tight ends early. Somebody asked a question about the salary cap. Stephen Franco said if they don't do it first, does that save money? Well, technically, Stephen Franco, all of these picks are slotted. So
it looks like they're
taking. Back, go ahead, Amanda.
Sorry. According to trade rumors, the Packers select Arizona offensive tackle Jordan Morgan with the number 25 overall pick.
The Packers?
Mm-hmm. Jordan Morgan.
Pick. I like Jordan Morgan. I don't like.
Seems a little early.
Yeah.
Really early.
I think he's more of a guard than a tackle. So maybe that's what they're thinking. I don't see them bringing him and playing him as a tackle.
Agree on that. But that seems really.
I like Guyton and Sua Mataya as tackles more than Morgan.
I do too.
I think we're good right there. We still 4 picks away. Our top 3 offensive linemen that everybody loves are still there. And we got the extra 3rd-round pick. So we're sitting pretty good right now in Dallas.
And just so you know, Stephen, you mentioned the South, not having to pay as much. I just want to say that Stephen idolizes that 5th-year option. I mean, if you look back in history, we use that. That's like our That's his little button of that's his safety net. That's the best way to put it. That's his safety net because of how they handle contracts. Like honestly, I'm really surprised that Trevon Diggs got the contract he did without much pushback. Really, I know he's been really good for us, but it's been bizarre to me to watch how certain players get handed money and others have to fight for it. Like CeeDee Lamb, that contract should be done. Now you've got with Amaron St. Brown, and now you've got AJ Brown
Yeah.
and Devontae Smith. The price tag is going up, up, up. And we still got Jefferson and Jamar Chase to sign. T. Higgins has requested a trade, meaning Jamar now can ask for more money. We are in nasty, nasty territory because I think Jefferson can easily command 37 a year. I think he's going to ask for 37, especially watching the way the numbers have fallen in the wide receiver position. Jamar Chase, I see around 35. And personally, I think CeeDee's better than Jamar. So we might be priced out of CeeDee Lamb, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jerry might not give him the money.
So Raphael Govan, another draft guy, he brought up an interesting point. We still have Leggett, the big receiver from Florida State, out there. So maybe Buffalo goes Leggett right here at 28. So that makes another offensive lineman fall down to us. I think that's a very good option that I didn't even think about because I had him as a top 40 guy. I thought first round was a reach, but at this point, Buffalo has to reach.
Jaden said would have brought in Bill Belichick. Hold on. Would have brought in Bill Belichick with Bo Nix and got rid of all that money. Well, the issue is that, Jaden, that's not how that works. You can cut your quarterback, but you're still going to have to pay him. Just like Dak's not even under contract next year, and we still owe him $40 million in dead money. So what you would do by cutting your coach and your quarterback would further cripple this team because you'd have to play Trey Lance and still pay Dak Prescott, who would then go play somewhere else. So you're literally paying him to win games elsewhere, which is very possible that we're going to be doing that next year anyway if we don't get a deal worked out. So a lot of people don't realize that, they think of cutting a player automatically gets rid of the money involved. It's just like if you sign a contract at work for 2 years and your boss decides they don't want to, unless there's a option where they can fire you and, sever ties with you and pay. Most of the time contracts, those are a pen is important. If you sign paperwork, they have to pay you or you can take them to court. I mean, a quarterback wouldn't take their team to court if they got cut, but they'd still collect every penny that they are guaranteed to collect. And Dak's already got that money. That's the thing. Dak's already been paid. His cap hit this year is not how much money he makes yearly. Something else that's very misunderstood. Dak's cap is 55 this year, down from 59. That doesn't mean we're paying him less. He's already gotten his money. Dak's taken care of. We just owe that much money. That's how much money on the books show. That's his cap hit. So those are two really important things.
And that's because instead of extending him to a contract, they kept restructuring the contract that he had. So that kept making the numbers on the back end get bigger and bigger, even though, like Amanda said, the money was already paid on the front end.
Well, and Jaden, I agree, by the way. I want you to be clear. I am not an advocate. I look at the quarterback class next year, and I don't see an option. I do not see a suitable option next year. I think extending Dak another 3 years is honestly in the Cowboys' best interest. Because you've got players who aren't going to sit back on a rebuild and lose. Micah Parsons isn't going to sit back and watch you lose over and over again. That's not in Micah's. CeeDee Lamb, Trevon Diggs, you don't waste players' careers, and that's very possible if you let Dak go because you might let Dak go and think you're going to hit on someone. But look at Johnny Manziel. Everybody thought he was going to be great. He's not.
Yeah.
He ain't even in the league.
Jack Mika, the hope is still alive.
Here, we go out and do like a rain dance or something, Jack. Just start like dancing and putting your hands up.
Shane Odom asked the question, do the Cowboys stick with 3 quarterbacks or do they move one of the top 2? With the NFL rules where they can have an emergency third quarterback, we're going to keep 3.
I would personally, I've already said it enough. I still think that, even if you move Cooper Rush because he has a proven history of winning, which you probably could, I think we have 2 backups that potentially could get you more draft capital. And I kind of don't think that. Oh, and it looks like Tampa Bay just got Graham Barton.
Okay, so we're
Interesting.
so we're 3 picks away. We still have JPJ. We still have Tyler Guyton left, and fourth Sua Mataya. I know Mendoza's talking about Kingsley. I know he's really high on Kingsley, so that's another offensive tackle. I think all these guys are still top 40 guys. I wouldn't want to take them in the first, but if we need a tackle and that's the best available, I guess I'm here for it. Now, Newton's still on the board, I believe, which is interesting. The defensive tackle.
He is still there.
So we'll see what happens with him as the draft continues to move ahead.
That's a real perplexing pick for me for Tampa Bay. I didn't see them going offensive line. Let's see.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, they drafted an offensive lineman from Notre Dame either a year or two ago. I think it's Robert Hainsey.
It was in 2022, right?
Yeah. So I thought that he would have been the starting center, but I don't know.
Jack, I agree. Newton's a wonderful pick. I mean, I think that, man. I don't like when we get in these situations because, when players fall that shouldn't necessarily fall, it makes it hard to not. As a fan, you want, like, you look at Newton. Newton's a great player. He would definitely help defensively, but we have too many holes to me. I just can't imagine not picking offensive line in the first round.
Yeah. Powers Johnson, Sua Mataya, Tyler Guyton still there. I mean, we still have good options, and we got that extra third round pick. It's almost similar to that 2013 draft when we picked up Travis Frederick. We were at 23, went back to 31, picked up extra third, got our center, got an extra wide receiver that we needed. So we're seeing some similarities to that draft.
We definitely needed the capital. That's one thing I'm not mad about the trade back is because we desperately needed more picks, and a third round is not a bad pick to take.
Top 100 pick is always a plus.
The Cardinals select Missouri defensive lineman Darius Robinson with the number 26 overall pick.
Tampa Bay's 26. Tampa Bay took Barton.
This is the 27th overall. Darius Robinson for the Cardinals.
Okay. And that's the pick I talked about 4 picks ago because I think they really need a defensive tackle. I thought they may have gone Newton, but Darius Robinson, he fits the profile that the Cardinals like to have in defensive linemen.
We are 2 picks ahead of the television.
So we're 2 picks away. We still got Tyler Guyton on the board. We still got JPJ. I don't think Buffalo will go offensive line, so both of those options may be available if nobody trades up.
Okay. Buccaneers pick is officially being announced now.
Okay.
And it's saying not to be surprised if the Cowboys move back again.
Okay. Yeah, I saw somebody put that in the comments earlier.
It looks like Michael did.
Yeah. I don't see them moving out of the first round, though.
I sure would hope not. It always amazes me how these leaks work because they're so far ahead of the actual television. It's very interesting.
Yeah, somebody said it earlier. They probably have a guy at the draft in the green room Like, remember, like, I think it was 4 years ago, or maybe 3 years ago, when every time a player picks up the phone, all the networks will go to his face. And they said they kind of took away from the mystique and the excitement of the draft, and they stopped
Yes.
making them do it. They're still doing that, but now they're just doing it on Twitter.
And they're probably seeing some revenue from it. I would, if I had to guess, I'm sure these people are getting paid somewhere. Because war rooms are sitting here watching this to see who the picks are to kind of get an idea of their board.
Yeah.
I mean, if you and I can sit here and read Twitter and figure out what they're going.
So it looks like my phone is going out of control, and I see Kelly Thomas just posted it's confirmed that Dallas traded out of the first round. So I'm assuming that might be true. I don't know.
I'll go back to Gilkin and see here.
I would just be shocked to see Jerry giving up the cachet of drafting in the first round or that fifth round option that you talked about.
So just so you know, Dallas has picks 29, 56, 73, 87, 174, 216, 233, and 244. So we now have 4 picks within the top 100.
Okay.
That's but I also am not seeing anywhere where it's proven that we have traded out.
Yeah, I haven't either.
It might be someone confused the fact that we did trade back. Maybe I haven't seen it yet. I'm looking. And Gelkin even said that Graham Barton won't be available when the Cowboys pick at 29. Buccaneers selected him. If the team wasn't comfortable with their options at 29, it would not have traded down.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they read the board just like we just read the board, and they know they have 3 guys that they like, and going back 5 picks, at least one of them will be available. I'm right there with them. So we'll just look at the second round just to get an idea of what picks are available, who's next. So the second round starts off. The Panthers don't have a first round pick. Maybe they want to trade into the first. It would take a lot for me to give up that pick, though.
I mean, you're going to have to give me a second and a third to get me off my first round pick.
Yeah.
And it better be a high second, which you probably don't have. I don't know. I really hope that's not. It looks like Buffalo just traded their pick.
Okay. That's interesting.
That's what Rob. I'm guessing they're on Bleacher Report. Let me go look there.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you don't know, I am sharing this stuff. If you want to go follow Real DC Farrell on Twitter, as I see stuff, I am sharing it. So
Michael Baldera saying nothing's being reported about a trade. Marie Wilson doesn't make sense from the trade out. Michael Baldera says they are attempting to trade, but nothing is confirmed. So we're at pick 29. Let's just hypothetically, the Panthers want to get a first round pick. They give us 33 and their third round pick. We have 3 third round picks. Baltimore, San Francisco, Kansas City will be in front of us.
Kansas City's going wide receiver. We know that.
San Francisco will be a wild card. I don't know where they will go. They could go corner because they definitely need one. I saw my friend Lee Williams in the comments. Lee, let me know who you think the Niners would take in the first round. I know you probably know a lot more about the team than I do. But if I had to guess, corner will be at the top of the list.
Each year going forward, I put it in 3.
Chiefs wide receiver.
I never thought I would be in this situation, and just I want to get back my blessings.
Amanda, can you turn it down a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Something coming in really loud. It's low now. Okay. So my friend, the Niners fan, is saying that the Niners will probably go O lineman, so that wouldn't be good for us. and Marie Wilson. Zach Frazier is still available. He's one of those borderline second tier centers behind Barton and JPJ. If we picked up enough to go back and he was our available option, and they used those extra third round picks wisely, I would be okay with that.
The Chiefs have hopped up
to 28.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, did they trade with the Bills?
Unless they traded with Dallas, and the Bills
No,
have made
Dallas is next.
No, it's official. The Chiefs are picking right now.
Yeah, hold on. So they're at 28. Yeah, so 29 is still Dallas.
Why would the Chiefs and the Bills trade and they both need receivers?
That makes absolutely 0 sense. What?
The only way they would do that is if the Chiefs assured them that they weren't going receiver right here.
Huh.
Can you imagine? They definitely don't need offensive line, so we're good right there.
But what? Okay. I wonder if they're going to trade with take a Debo or something, but it makes, maybe they told them who they were taking and the Bills are like, that's not who we're going to take. So that's fine.
Now I like what Roderick Atwood is saying. It could be Worthy because I think Leggett is a better fit for the Bills. So maybe the Bills think we can get him at 32.
It is Worthy.
Okay. So that makes sense. The Chiefs like that style of receiver. The Bills don't necessarily because they have two guys like that. And everybody's kind of saying, Worthy. So that makes sense. So I would be interested. Who do the Chiefs think would have taken Worthy over them for them to trade up with the Bills?
Does that mean they think Dallas was going to go Worthy?
Maybe Baltimore. I don't know.
Baltimore does need a receiver. I mean, it makes sense, but okay. So now I guess we're going to find out now if so the Chiefs pick is in. They're going Worthy.
All right, so
we'll see if Dallas back on the clock.
We'll see if Dallas keeps the pick or trades it. Just talking about the Xavier Worthy pick. Speedy guy, but just looking at the Chiefs' history for the past 3 years, they trade for the wide receiver from the Giants, the kid from Ole Miss. I'm sorry, I go blank when I'm live. Former first round pick. He came in and he was a bust. Then they draft Sky Moore, another small, speedy receiver.
Small guy.
Hasn't done anything so far. Then last year, they used the pick on the kid who showed some good flashes this year, but now he's in trouble. So why would they use a pick on another speedy guy who's coming in with off the field personality issues?
Well, maybe they think I'm sorry, but if I play for the Chiefs, I'm keeping my name clean because obviously I'm going to win a Super Bowl in the next couple of years.
Yeah, that's true. No, McConkey's not gone, Jack Meeker.
Isaac Jones, that would be ridiculous to me. I'm sorry. That he's a second round, maybe even early third. I can't imagine. That'd be probably like something Jerry would do, but I just don't see it.
Michael Baldera says Will is on the phone, which means they are talking to a player. So more than likely the pick will be in a few seconds. For those of you that are watching the draft room, let me know what other coaches talk to somebody because that tells a lot about what position it may be.
Yeah, if Schottenmeier and McCarthy are talking, that says plenty. If Zimmer's on the phone, it's a defensive person.
Yeah. So right now, we still have JPJ, who's been everybody's draft season favorite. Still got Tyler Guyton on the board. Still got Sua Mataya. Still got Kingsley. Still got Frazier. If you want to go defense, Newton's still there. So we got a lot of offensive line options and a very good defensive line option. So it looks like the pick will definitely be in a few minutes, and we'll find out who Dallas took.
I still think Guyton's really probably that, or what is it? I can't say his name, but Suamataya. So, okay, Kansas City's taking Worthy. They haven't announced it yet, but Dallas is still on the clock. So let's see if we can get any.
I gotta turn my phone off. I'm in a couple of group chats and they're making faces. But I'm in one group chat that I really follow. But the guy who's making the faces doesn't like offensive linemen in the first round. So that could be a good sign for us. He has a motto that says "F the fatty." So the fact that he's making a frowny face makes me feel really good right now.
Oh, I'm really hoping so. I want to be like, I really think Guyton is the option here, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think Guyton's the guy that they like, and I
think so too.
Yeah, I've said that for 3 weeks. Tyler Guyton, if he's there, no matter who else is there, he was going to be the guy.
Still nothing on the trade rumor side. Yeah. Oh, look, wait. Okay.
It's popping up.
Hold on. You got our drafts handy from last night?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
The pick is officially in.
Mm-hmm.
JPJ, well, I've seen the pick and I see it in the comments, so I just wait and
I'm not saying nothing. I'm waiting.
Everybody find out. But I'm happy with the pick. It says a lot. We can talk about that before we get out of here. Amanda, you want to stay until the end of the draft, or
yeah, I'm fine. We're pretty close now, so it's no biggie. And I think Tyson was supposed to jump on too and talk about it. So,
are they a commercial or something?
Right now, they're just talking about Xavier Worthy headed to.
Okay.
Yeah. The pick's in. So
it's definitely in. It's been announced all over social media right now, but we'll find out live with all you guys. Looks like Amanda adjusted the hat so the hat won't fly.
The hat's not going nowhere. I am going to take it off because it's really ridiculously heavy, and I've got a small head. My neighbor they're a Bills fan, and they randomly left this for me on my front porch. They like to mess with me, and they're always finding stuff. So they brought me this. I always take them Bills stuff. I try to be nice because, I've lived next to them for 8 years. So, all right.
I'm starting to get messages about Kirk Cousins is frustrated with the Falcons pick.
Oh, I bet he is.
I'm sure he is. I hope he has a lot of guarantees in that contract, fully guaranteed.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I got something right this time around.
Yep. And great point, Dave. I forgot about they signed Hollywood Brown.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs have a type, just plain and simple. They have a type.
Okay, so everybody's standing up in the war room. And there is rumors on Twitter, by the way, that the Cowboys have already started trying to negotiate moving up into the second. So,
well, if the guy who wasn't picked that we like is still available, if they can move up in the second and get him, we'd have a great draft.
Wouldn't we, though?
And we do have that extra third. I would rather them use that extra third if I knew we were getting the other guy than staying where they are and getting
Yeah.
2/3.
I think that'd be a wonder. Wouldn't that be like a great start to
Yeah.
Oh, and Monk said Cousins is 100 million fully guaranteed. Woo!
Wow.
Man, Atlanta.
That's an
Okay,
expensive
and with the
backup.
29th, okay, and with the 29th pick of the Dallas of the 2024 NFL draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Guyton out of Oklahoma, offensive
Tackle out of
tackle.
Oklahoma. Great pick.
I love it.
So
Perfect.
I know we're gonna have a lot of fans in here who've been heavy on the JPJ hype train, who are gonna be disappointed. I'm telling you right now, don't be disappointed.
No, it's okay. There's still, I think Frazier or JPJ may even fall to the second. And I think Jerry might have gotten us some capital to move up
Yeah,
and take care of that for us.
right. Because looking at the rest of the first round, I don't think either center is gonna be taken. So looking at the draft, second round, let's say we go 8 or 9 picks in before the first center is taken. With that extra third round pick, we be able to move from the 24th pick in the second to about the 15th, 16th pick in the second, and we be able to get that second center. So
I
we
think
could
so.
we could leave this draft with our starting tackle and our starting center, and that
Wouldn't
would
that
just be amazing.
wow. And then go into your third and grab yourself a running back.
Yeah,
And then you can play in free agency because the defense, with the exception of a few rotational pieces, is still there.
yeah.
Man.
And like Jack
Yeah.
Meeker says, the All Pro stays at the All Pro position.
Okay. And you're right. Thank you, Jeff. I'm very proud of myself because I never get it right, and I did this time around. So thank you, Jeff. I did. I If we go Jonathan Brooks, it also wouldn't surprise me in the second.
Yeah.
But I watch a lot of Oklahoma football. There's a reason behind it. I've got family that are big OU fans.
Uh-huh.
So Tyler Guyton's a really, really good player, and he has a few things that are kind of Look,
He's raw. Just say it.
he's raw, okay, but look, here he is. He is extremely athletic, and it's everything that you really want in left tackle. So he is a big boy, and he is strong.
Yes.
He is ridiculously strong. Dak's blind side, this is great. I feel better right now. So
I mean, whatever running back we have in the backfield is going to be very happy running on that left side.
yeah,
Like day one.
but behind the two Tylers,
Yeah, behind the
I
two
like it.
Tylers.
Get after it. I think this actually gives us some leverage too on what running back we can take. I think we can even slip to the third now with running back.
Yeah. And everything, if you guys remember, for you guys that are a little upset, think about the Tyler Smith draft 3 years ago. Think about how you were feeling when you saw a raw freak athlete at tackle, upset because he wasn't the guy you wanted. You're going to get the same thing from this kid. It's all going to come down to the neck up. If he's willing to follow Tyler Smith and go do training with Duke, get his technique down, we may have the best left side in football in 2 years. And that's not exaggerating. This
That's
kid
exciting.
has that potential if he puts the work in to learn the position better.
I really do think that I think that's going to be okay. I know, I learned my lesson with the Tyler Smith pick on the raw attributes of a player, and Tyler Smith has proven a lot of us wrong.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Wiggins to the Ravens, just to
Okay. Jack Meeker asked the question: has Guyton been to the O-line master? I doubt it. But I expect to see him there very soon. He needs to call Tyler Smith right now and get on that same program, or they need to make sure next year that they're right there. I love the pick because, like we just said, Tyler Smith, they're the same guy. Like, if you want the blueprint, he's right next to you. And these guys can really grow together.
now Zach, Zach's a free agent, so next year people don't want to think about that. We got to get that right side right, but we still got another year to do that. I think Zach could re-sign too, depending on how the year goes and his health.
Yeah.
I think Zach's a lifer. I'm not worried about Martin disappearing anywhere. But that's a wonderful Tyron Smith replacement.
Yep.
That's pretty exciting. So we'll see what happens from there. Newton still hadn't been taken?
No, McKinstry hasn't been taken. Dijon hasn't been taken.
Wow.
Raphael says, will he play left tackle or left guard? He's a left tackle 100%.
Yeah, he plays tackle.
He's way too tall to play guard. He's like 6'8", 330. He's way too big to play guard. Tyler Smith's too big too, but he's not as tall as Guyton.
So Guyton 6'6"?
Tyler Smith 6'6", yeah. So we're slowly building another great wall. I know you guys are upset about TJ Bass not getting a starting spot, but that's one hell of a swing guard you got now.
Yeah, it is.
TJ Bass. And you got Hoffman. He may not be the starter come tomorrow, but if he is, look at what he's got beside him. First round pick at left tackle, all pro at left guard, all pro at right guard. All he has to do is just not mess it up.
And honestly, we can all really hope that Steele rebounds this year. I want to give offensive linemen and ACLs are so finicky.
Yep.
So I'm going to give Steele another year. I know we all got really agitated, but if you go back to what got him that contract in the first place, he played phenomenally in 2022. Yep. Had a rough 2023, but I mean, look at when he got hurt. He was playing very, very well. So I think Steele has the potential to go back to where he was. We could have a really good line. And that's exciting, and now we don't have to worry about the constant injury issue at the left tackle position, which is formidable in and of itself. That is such the pivotal point on any line. So you got some video?
No.
Okay.
It's giveaway time.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So, we are going to do a giveaway since we officially announced our 29th pick. And we'll come back to the questions. So keep the questions coming in because you can still get entered until I hit this draw button. Amanda, once again, let the people know what is up for the giveaway tonight.
So it's an autograph of Clay Shiver. And the biggest thing with this is all you have to do is contact me in 48 hours. If you message the DC for L Facebook page, there's only 3 of us that are on it, and one of us will see it. So all you have to do is all your comments to go into the machine that Marcus has, and every comment is basically like one entry. So I thank y'all for being here and rocking with us. I know we're doing a back-to-back night, and we appreciate you being here. So I got this signed photo for y'all, and good luck, and message me.
So like Amanda said, we have a few rules for tonight. You have to contact Amanda within 72 hours. We prefer you be a Cowboys fan to win. It looks like everybody here is a Cowboys fan. We ask that you follow the DC4L Facebook group. If you can, go subscribe to their YouTube channel as well, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel at Bluff City Cowboys. And you also have to give Facebook permission to see your name so that we know who wins when the computer picks a winner.
Okay, it looks like Lee Williams doesn't want any Cowboy stuff, he said,
okay.
if you pulled him. So thank you for letting us know.
Well, I know Lee personally. I wouldn't let him get it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one of my oldest friends.
Perfect.
All right, so we'll go ahead and do this drawing and see who gets this autograph picture. Ernest Smallwood Jr.
Congratulations, Ernest.
So Ernest Smallwood Jr., make sure you contact Amanda to claim your prize. Thank you guys for all your questions and comments. We're going to stay here a few more minutes, catch up on these comments, and then we'll get out of here and get geared up for tomorrow night with day 2 and second and third round.
Yeah.
Have we finished the rest of the draft yet?
We have not. The 49ers are picking now.
Okay.
So we're almost there.
All right. So Marie Johnson saying strong left side and a running back. Jeff, I don't think I don't think he's going to play left guard. Let's see what else we got here.
Looks like Cooper DeJean to San Francisco.
That's a good pick. I knew they would go corner. They had to go corner.
It's a good pick.
So Buffalo's last. I'm almost certain it's going to be Leggett. Has to be. Marie saying I think we trade up to get Brooks.
I don't think we have to trade up to get Brooks.
I don't either.
Yeah. I think we'll have plenty of options. The thing is, there really weren't any standout running backs in this draft. Like last year, you had Bijan Robinson. I don't see anyone that's really. We'll have plenty of options at running back at our pick.
Yeah.
And you build a strong line, and anyone can go. What I want to trade up for is to get into the next. I think I'd like to try to get into the top 3 of the second. I think I'd use that extra third, to be honest.
I don't think that would be enough to get to the top 3.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. I think we can borderline top 10. I think top 15 is realistic. Top 3, we have to give up both of those thirds.
Can't do that. We need too much.
Yeah. So Roderick Atwood really wanted JPJ. Like we just said, Roderick, you never know what happens in day 2. He could be available. There was a lot of talk pre-draft that he had some injury concerns that scared people away. Some people took him off their board. If Frazier is the first center taken tomorrow night, and it's probably going to be, let me look at the draft order.
Looks like Ricky Purcell instead. It is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ricky Purcell. Wow. The receiver out of Florida. I did not see that one.
Wow. I guess they really are trading. Ooh, I wonder if they're sending someone to Buffalo. Ayuk or Debo. I heard they were shopping them.
Yeah. I can see that.
I think they're going to take. Well, see, I expected them to take Christian's brother, like in the third. So that's kind of shocking to me, given. I guess they could still take him. Yeah. Wow. Look, the 49ers fans are not happy that are at the draft right now.
Lee Williams in the comments, let me know what you think about that pick. I'm glad you're here tonight.
The looks on their faces of anger, and shock. That's interesting.
So Ricky Purcell is a slot guy. So does that mean Debo's getting moved?
Debo's out.
Are they going to keep Debo outside a little bit more and let Purcell take care of the slot responsibilities? Interesting.
Seemed a little early for Purcell.
I think so too, especially when you got Leggett there, 6'4", 4'3", Florida State pedigree.
Interesting. I don't get that.
I don't get it either.
There's been a few picks tonight that have kind of given me a head scratch. So hold on one second.
So Roderick Atwood saying who's going to play center. Well, if you've been following the show, Roderick, I've been pretty much saying the Cowboys like to use their late round picks at the center position. They really like Brock Hoffman. I think they're going to give him every opportunity to get their starting spot. TJ Bass does have some center experience. For you guys who are JPJ fans, remember, TJ Bass did start at center over JPJ before he left Oregon. So TJ Bass does have some talent at center. I think he's a better guard for the NFL, but that's another possible center option. So you've got Hoffman, you got JPJ, and again, like I just said, if we have an inexperienced center, he's bookended by 2 All-Pros. The left tackle is a first-round pick. Your right tackle was one of the 5 best tackles in football 2 years ago before ACL injury, and he's a year removed. So even if he's the weak link, there's a lot of talent around him. All I really want is a center that knows how to call the plays. We have enough talent to take care of everything else. We need somebody who can read protections. That's why I didn't like Tyler Biadasz thing, because he was not the guy to read the shifts in the defense.
I wonder, but see, that's the other thing is we need a linebacker that can do the same thing. That's why we had looked at Peyton Wilson. So I'm interested to see where they go because I think we might even see some top running backs fall to the third. So I wouldn't be surprised to see. It depends really. It's really going to depend on what center's there tomorrow.
Yeah, it does.
Be an interesting day.
I mean, and the top two centers. The Panthers traded back into the first round. So Buffalo moved to the 33rd pick.
Huh.
The Panthers just signed.
They're getting Leggett.
Well, they did just sign Deontay Johnson, and they still have what's the Adam Thielen, and they have DJ Chark. So I mean, Leggett could be an option right here for them to trade back. They have the defensive tackle. They could want another defensive tackle to go next to him in Newton to just solidify the interior. I could see them reach for a linebacker right here. I could see them thinking we're gonna look over Peyton Wilson's injuries and solidify our front seven because the only thing they're missing is a linebacker.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid McKinstry's still out there. They've been dealing with a lot of injuries with what's the corner's name that they drafted a couple years ago? He's been dealing with a ton of injuries.
Oh, I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I'm sure somebody in the comments will let us know. But yeah, that corner is dealing with a lot of injuries. We were all really high on him, and the name will come to me in a second. It's the corner from South Carolina, J.C. Horn. Thank you. Yeah. J.C. Horn's been dealing with a lot of injuries, so they still need another outside corner. This would be perfect for Kool-Aid to come in and be the outside guy and hope Horn recovers. Buffalo, I think they know they're still going to get Leggett in the second round, so that's why they made this swap. And great point, Michael Balderas. Pearsall might be the best pure route runner in the draft. Personally, I think he's more slot than outside. So if I were to choose between Debo and Ayuk being the odd man out, I would lean more towards Debo because he's a primary slot guy. And in my opinion, he's not a pure receiver. And if you got McCaffrey there, he does pretty much everything Debo does, so it's kind of redundant. So you might want to try to cash out on Debo before the contract gets too big.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff. We're definitely going to be in good shape for tomorrow's draft. Got that extra third if you want to move up a couple of picks. You could stand pat, see what comes to you, and just keep 4 picks in the top 100. I think the third round is – and the beauty about the third round pick we just got, Amanda, like you just said, running backs may fall. So instead of us waiting until the end of the third round to get that running back we want, now we're at the front of the third round. So if Blake Corum's there, we're now ahead of the Chargers, which I know you really like Blake Corum. And I said there's no way we're going to get past the Chargers. Now we're in front of them.
Yeah.
And I was 100% wrong. The Panthers took Leggett.
That sounded right to me too. Then what is Buffalo doing?
Good question.
Huh. Makes no sense to me over here. So
I'm shocked by that pick. I mean, it's a great pick. I can see why they would take him because he's talented. But why would Buffalo give that up? So Buffalo has traded twice and let teams take wide receivers, and they lost Stephon Diggs. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not a Bills fan right now. I know they're losing their minds. Have to be.
I might. What time is it? No, it's a little late. I'd go knock on my neighbor's door and give them a hard time, but I'll wait until tomorrow and ask them what they're thinking.
Yeah, great call, Michael Balderas. Shane Odom, would you yes. I only want to read the whole question.
Yeah. No doubt.
We have 5 running backs. 3 of them could be cut at any time, and they wouldn't cost us much money, and they would be no sweat off my back. So even if we do sign Zeke, we can keep Zeke and cut 3 guys, and I'm still happy. Yeah, Marie Wilson. That makes a lot of sense.
Very possible.
Jordan Keller saying we need a receiver like Debo. We got to pay Lamb first. Cheap time to play quarterback. Yeah, it's got to be a rebuild.
All right. So that's really bizarre to me. I was just looking, and it always shocks me how things shake out. I don't know what Buffalo's doing. I think maybe Jerry's running them too. Maybe they're going to pick up Gallup. I mean, there are receivers out there that they could get pretty cheap. That could be it. So, but anyways,
yeah. Who did Miami take in the first round? I forgot already.
My goodness.
Let me go back and look.
I can't remember.
Okay, they took Chop Robinson.
Okay.
Miami still needs a center, so we have to jump Miami in the second round if we want a chance at a center. Let me look at some of the best available because we've been all over the place tonight, so I don't know. Cooper DeJean is still available. Kool-Aid McKinstry still available. A lot of receivers. Keon Coleman, Lad McConkey, Adonai Mitchell. There's going to be a lot of receivers come off the board. Still a couple of defensive tackles left. Newton still there. Fisk still there, defensive tackle from Florida State. I think tomorrow's going to be finish off the wide receivers, start picking off defensive tackles.
Yeah, we didn't see a ton of defense really go out in this draft.
Exactly.
In this first round.
Exactly. So all these teams that took offense in the first round, the top 16 picks, 15 picks?
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, you can expect a lot of defense to come off the board early, which will be good for Dallas. If, let's say, for example, we're sitting at the 15th pick in the second round and both centers are there. I mean, that would be just beautiful.
Wouldn't it, though? We haven't seen any draft that really, of course, mock drafts are just mock drafts, but I'm interested to see how they go because I hope they solidify. I am a big advocate of you're only as good as your offensive line is offensively. Yeah. You get a decent enough. Hell, Zeke could probably run behind the offensive line if you build it strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
He could probably maybe show some flashes of greatness. So we'll see. It'll be a neat to see how it shakes out.
Yep, they should slide. Let me ask this question before we go. I already know the answer, but let's assume we're at the 24th pick, and JPJ and Wilson are both there. Where did you go, Amanda?
Frazier's gone.
Frazier's there too. No. Let's say Frazier's gone. People have injury concerns about JPJ, so he slides. So it's JPJ, Brooks, and Peyton Wilson. Probably the three highest people on everybody's board with injury concerns. Which one would you take second round? Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think.
I think I'm going to give one of my offensive linemen that I've drafted in third, fourth, fifth rounds in the past couple of years. I'm going to give them a shot.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to take Peyton Wilson.
Okay.
Because he can call the play. I mean, we need someone who can call the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go that. I know everyone else would go JPJ.
Oh, everybody's going to go JPJ, I'm sure.
I think, and that's coming from someone who loves the offensive line because I've got a helmet up here that's got the Great Wall. Everybody from it signed. Okay, I love offensive line. Don't get me wrong, but I think I'd take Peyton Wilson in that moment. And it's just because we're really short at linebacker because Overshown, we don't know what we have. Kendricks is, one injury away from issues. Now, so is Peyton Wilson.
Yeah.
But at least you've got 4 years with him.
Yeah.
So that's where I'd go.
I would probably be right there with you. I wouldn't be upset either way, but I would definitely lean towards linebacker. So it's going to be really interesting tomorrow the way this first round fell with the 15 straight offensive picks. And all these teams are still there in the second round. So you almost feel like they have to go defense, finish off the defensive tackles, finish off the corners. finish off the wide receivers. A couple of edge rushers fell. All the linebackers are still there. No linebackers taken in the first round. That's super interesting. So we're going to have some options tomorrow.
We are.
Yeah. Jordan Keller. I think we're in great shape right now. I wish I could pull it up. Let me see if I can find the picks from yesterday. But yeah, I think we're right on pace with what we all expected. And like I said earlier in the show, Jordan Keller, you've got your tackle. Second round, you could go center. You could go linebacker. In the third round, we got ahead of the Chargers if you like Blake Corum. So you can get a running back there. Jonathan Brooks may slide to the third. We've got the extra third. So if you want to use that firepower, you could possibly package your 2/3 and move up to the end of the second. So you could have 2 seconds. That's something else we haven't talked about. So we could end up at like 24 and 26 in the second, 24 and 27. If JPJ and Wilson are both there, if the team was aggressive, we could come out with both of them. So we got a lot of options, great options. We wouldn't have
I like the fact that we traded down.
Yeah, we wouldn't have a third round pick or a fourth round pick, but yeah.
I think I like it. I think we're in really good shape right now. So
we are, yeah. As long as they keep the momentum up. Let me see if I can pull what we picked yesterday. If you got a few more minutes, Amanda.
Okay. I got a couple more minutes.
All right. I got to pull it up. I got to close some stuff out. All right. So, Amanda, these were your picks yesterday, right?
That is correct.
Okay. So, you're 1 for 1 so far. You could probably X out the Aaron Casey because we're probably going to get a better pick than that now.
Yeah, I think that was before the trade.
Right, before the trade. So Jonathan Brooks still on the table.
But so far, I'm excited because I got something right.
1 for 1.
Jonathan Brooks still is a possible option there too.
Yeah, definitely an option.
Yeah. I really hope we do get LaDedrick Griffin too. I really hope that happens. I like LaDedrick Griffin a lot. I watched some tape last night. I really do like him.
Yeah, I like him too. Let me see if I can pull mine up now. I saved a couple of them. That's yours. I saved yours twice. Are they actually saying something good about the Cowboys draft on there?
They are. Of course, channel ABC, Mike Leslie's there. I don't see Mike on the TV, but they are discussing about how imperative it was to gain a couple more picks in the draft.
Yeah.
And so far, we got the guy we wanted. Apparently, Guyton was at the top of their board.
Of course.
That's who they wanted. And I guess they surveyed the situation and they decided to go with him and move. They knew they could move back and get him. So
yeah. So
I still think I think your Peyton Wilson is very possible too. So
yeah. Graham Barton was gone, but I mean, we all agreed Guyton was going to be the pick. And just like we said, if JPJ was available, we thought that Guyton was going to be the guy.
Yeah.
So got a couple of other questions and comments. Jeff saying I would have traded back one more time to pick up another player. Again, like Amanda just said, I think they really like Guyton.
They really like Guyton. That was according to the news. Of course, I'm local, so according to the news, that was their guy. And I think I do think they could have traded back maybe another pick, but I think they wanted to be safe so they could get him. He fits what we've always done on the offensive line. So,
Jeff, I don't know if you remember this, but Devin White signed with the Eagles. Michael Balderas saying at 56, get the best linebacker. Go get Van Pran at 73. Another name I really, really like.
I do too.
Then go get your running back at 87. That's a possibility as well.
I love the fact that we have 3 picks tomorrow.
I do too.
That's wonderful. So
Yeah. Jordan Keller asking, do you think CD will move on? No, not a chance. The wide receiver money's going up. He's probably happy they haven't signed him yet, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. He's like more money in the bank.
Yep.
Put another 0 on that check.
Exactly. So. Winnington from Texas is available. Dude was a beast at Texas and reliable. That's definitely another name that we can look out for in the 3rd round this year. Jeff said, I don't think Baltimore would have taken Guyton. I don't either, Jeff, but again, all indications where they love Guyton, they like the Tyler Smith comparisons. I guarantee you, when you watch that press conference tomorrow, they're going to say he was our number 1 guy, and they're going to make a lot of Tyler Smith references. So started off good tonight. Not going to bed angry. That's a good sign.
That is, hey, I'll take it. As long as we don't have a tight end from Michigan tomorrow as our next pick, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
So.
Would I take Wright in the 3rd?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would.
If he's the best running back available, yes. He's definitely in that list.
Yeah.
All right. So impromptu show, almost 2 hours.
Woo.
The views stayed pretty steady and constant. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. I won't be available tomorrow night, unfortunately, so I can't cover day 2. If I'm free Saturday, depending on the time, I may come back and do a little bit of day 3, but I don't want to make any promises. But we definitely appreciate you guys joining us tonight for our 1st round draft coverage. If we don't go live the rest of the week, we will be back next Wednesday night at 8:30 Central Standard Time to break down all of the picks that the Dallas Cowboys make tonight. We may have another special guest joining us to talk about that. Amanda, if you're available, you're more than welcome to join us as well.
Professor going to be on?
No, he probably does. He normally does undrafted free agents with me.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to pull away from the Star game, the Pick 6 duties, because they do a lot of draft coverage. So that's going to be kind of like their Christmas day. But he does typically come and join me for undrafted free agent talk. So hopefully,
perfect.
We keep that cycle going. But yeah, if we don't go live this week, 8:30 Wednesday night, we're going to talk about all the draft picks. Going to give you some background on all the guys, where they fit, how good or bad we think they did just from an early look. We'll probably have some free agents. Jeff asked the question. I was just about to say it. We'll probably have a couple of free agents signed by the time we go on the show. I can guarantee you that.
I think so too, because that's just the way it goes.
Exactly. They like to jump very quick on the 3rd wave, but they take their time on the 1st one. So I'm expecting to see a couple of positions we didn't hit in the draft get signed. So we'll try to talk about those as well. Once again, great show, guys. A lot of great content, a lot of great coverage, a lot of great comments and questions from you guys, because as you know, you guys fuel the 5th Quarter podcast. So thank you once again. Be sure to like, be sure to share, be sure to subscribe, and we will see you guys later. Amanda, any closing thoughts before we go?
Thanks for joining us on our impromptu show. Y'all were killing it with the views, man. That was awesome. It was really good for an impromptu show that we just planned kind of out of a hat.
Yeah,
so thank you for being here, y'all. Y'all are awesome. You make this all possible. So thank you, Marcus, as always.
Yeah,
and we will see y'all next Wednesday.
All right, and as always, the Cowboys picked Tyler Guyton. So let's go, Cowboys. We will see you guys later.